India is blasting into a new frontier of space exploration with a historic milestone that will reshape India's cosmic ambitions for decades to come. Astronaut Shubhanshu Shukla is preparing to become the first Indian to journey to the International Space Station in a groundbreaking mission scheduled for May 2025. $83 million are to be spent on the first Indian astronaut's visit to the ISS. The X-4 mission is part of the joint ISRO-NASA initiative to send an Indian astronaut to the ISS. NASA has identified Axiom Space as the service provider for the mission. With geopolitical implications stretching from Washington to Beijing and scientific dividends that could accelerate India's entire space program, this 10-day mission could redefine Asia's space race dynamics. Coming just months before India's ambitious Gaganyaan mission aims to launch Indian astronauts on an indigenous spacecraft. Buckle up. Let's break down why this mission means so much and what are the scientific and technical objectives of India's ISS mission. The astronaut's journey. How Shubhanshu Shukla became India's orbital pioneer. Shubhanshu Shukla's path to becoming India's first ISS-bound astronaut represents a remarkable story of personal achievement and national determination. Selected from an elite pool of candidates, Shukla has undergone a grueling preparation regimen spanning multiple countries and training environments. His journey highlights India's strategic approach to developing human spaceflight capabilities through international partnerships before fully launching its independent program. Shukla's training began in Russia, home to the world's most experienced human spaceflight program, where he mastered the fundamentals of spaceflight operations and survival techniques. His regimen included the infamous centrifuge training, subjecting his body to forces exceeding 8 Gs to prepare for the intense pressures of launch and re-entry. Survival training in the harsh Siberian wilderness ensured he could endure emergency landings in remote locations, a critical safety requirement for any astronaut. His preparation continued in the United States, where he trained alongside NASA astronauts in the Neutral Buoyancy Laboratory, a massive underwater facility simulating microgravity conditions. This phase focused on spacewalk procedures, emergency protocols, and familiarization with the ISS's complex systems and modules. Throughout these international training programs, Shukla has emerged as not just a capable astronaut, but a skilled diplomat, strengthening India's space relationships with multiple global powers. The scientific and technical objectives of India's ISS mission. While the historic nature of India's first ISS mission captures headlines, the underlying scientific and technical objectives reveal a sophisticated strategy for advancing the nation's space capabilities. During his approximately 10-day stay aboard the orbital laboratory, Shukla will conduct a carefully selected portfolio of experiments designed to yield both immediate scientific returns and valuable experience for India's future space endeavors. The mission's primary scientific focus centers on understanding how microgravity affects biological systems, with particular emphasis on physiological responses relevant to future long-duration Indian missions. Shukla will monitor changes in his cardiovascular system, bone density, and visual acuity, areas known to be significantly impacted by extended spaceflight. These studies will provide critical baseline data for the medical protocols being developed for India's Gaganyaan program. Shukla will test several Indian-developed technologies designed for the upcoming Gaganyaan mission. These include miniaturized environmental monitoring systems, radiation measurement devices, and crew interface technologies. A senior ISRO official involved in mission planning said, "This mission isn't just about sending an Indian to space. It's about developing the capabilities that will make India self-sufficient in human spaceflight." Every experiment, every procedure, and every day Shukla spends on the ISS builds our knowledge base for future missions. For young Indians, the image of Shukla floating aboard the ISS represents something perhaps even more valuable: inspiration. Applications to ISRO and aerospace engineering programs have already seen a dramatic increase in anticipation of the mission. We're creating the next generation of Indian space explorers. One ISRO educational outreach coordinator said to media, "Children who watch Shukla on the ISS today could be walking on the moon or Mars tomorrow." What's your take on India's bold push into human spaceflight? Do you think missions like Shukla's ISS expedition will accelerate India's journey to becoming a space superpower? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to the Space Grid for the latest updates on humanity's greatest adventures beyond Earth. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.